Hey guys, hope we're doing well. Ben back with another one. I am on the beach currently in Bali. It is my last day today. I leave tomorrow to head back to the UK, which I'm actually quite excited for. Honestly, I don't think in the summer months there's nowhere I'd rather be than the UK. I fucking love it. It's such a good place to be in the summer. Rest of the year is debatable, but at the end of these kind of trips, I always like to, you know, I've been away now for about a month and a half. I was in Thailand, and I came here. And before that, I was in Marbella for about a month and a half. So I haven't really been back to the UK for a long period of time in a while. But at the end of these kind of trips, I always like to reflect. I think it's like 11 a.m. right now. It's Thursday. So I've just come to the beach, and I just thought I'd bring the camera and just kind of talk about the whole journey, because as cliche as it sounds, it's been 2 years now pretty much since I started in this space, this whole online money making space, and there's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of lessons learned. But overall, I hope you can still hear me, the waves are quite loud. Overall, if I had told myself 2 years ago that I would have been able to spend the past month and a half out here in Southeast Asia, living in Bali, like meeting amazing people, making really good money, I definitely wouldn't have believed it. I say that, like I've always had full confidence I'd be able to do this, because you've got to have enough confidence in yourself from the start to actually go for it, right, and to actually take that tough step. But if I told myself 2 years down the line I'd be in this position, then I probably wouldn't have believed you. And I think that it's important for me, like this video is more than anything for me, something I can look back on and reflect on, because 2 years goes by quick, and you're always thinking about the next thing. You're always thinking about, okay, I've hit this goal, like what's the next goal? What's the next goal? For me at the moment, I'm just ingrained and in the trenches with the coaching business, like coaching guys, helping guys. And this isn't a plug for my coaching, by the way, but just that's how it is at the moment. And I'm not really finding a lot of time to reflect and think, and that's what I wanted to do today. Because 2 years ago, I'd just come back from traveling. Fucking hell. I don't know how people hold this with their arm up for so long. It absolutely kills. I'd just come back from traveling. My mind was a mess everywhere. I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I didn't want to go to university, but I didn't have anything else in place. All my friends had just gone off to Asia traveling, and I was meant to go with them. But I decided not to go last minute, because I was like, I need to sort my shit out. All of these guys are going off to uni in September. They've got it sorted. I need to actually, get a stable income, something that I can actually live off. So I decided not to go. So I was working at the hotel, part-time, 2 or 3 times a week, making about $1,000, probably a little bit less than $1,000 a month in income, living at home with my parents, and it was pretty tough. It was tough, but I always had the belief in myself that I'd be able to do it. But to now be in a position where I'm never ever going to have to work a job like that again, and I say that because I say that, but I enjoyed it. I love the people, and I have nothing against the people I worked with. They were great people, but it's just not for me. That job was never for me, and it won't ever be again. Because the reality is, I've now learned a skill that will forever allow me to find a job. Forever. You could drop me in the middle, the way I like to think about it is, you could drop me in the middle of Colombia, the middle of Brazil, the middle of Venezuela, give me a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop, and fundamentally, I'm going to be able to make 10K a month consistently. Like, that's a fact. I will be able to do that. The only thing would be I need to find a sales role, but there's so many of those now. I've got the experience where I'm never going to not be able to make that kind of money. And that's a pretty cool position to be in, right? Not to blow my own trumpet, but that's an amazing thing to be in that position, to never have to worry about that ever again. And that is why I'm such a big advocate for someone who is thinking about wanting to do things differently, wanting to make money online, wanting to go down a different path. You want to live the life, you want to come to Bali, and people take the piss and they say, oh yeah, the Bali lifestyle, things like that. But the reality is, the reason why everyone comes here is because it's amazing. Like, everyone here is happy, everyone here is fulfilled, everyone's motivated. Like, there's a reason why people want to live this life, because it's such a good life to live, right? And if you're someone who wants that, like, honestly, if I could speak to you, if you're in a similar position to me 2 years ago, where you weren't really sure where you were going, you knew you didn't want to keep doing what you were doing and stay in that same job, then high ticket sales is such a good avenue for you. And look, I'm not going to sell you the dream and tell you that it's easy, because it's not. It takes time. It's a skill. You need to learn it. It took me 9 months to make my first 10K in a single month. And like, you think about 9 months and you think, oh fuck, 9 months is quite a long time. But 9 months of work to now be in a position where I should never really make less than 10K a month income because of the skill that I've learned. Do you know how long it takes to get to a point where you can make 5 figures a month in the corporate world? Mate, it's gonna be 28 maybe? Maybe by 28, maybe by 27 you can make 100K a month, 100K a year, maybe. If you're someone who's 21, that's 7 years of working in a job that, let's be honest, you're probably not going to really enjoy it, and it's probably not going to fulfill you. So with high ticket sales, you put in 9 months of work, 9 months, to then have a skill that can make you that kind of money. And not only that, but it can make you that kind of money working from wherever in the world. Like, how cool is that? Like, name another industry, name another business model where you can put in the graft on something for 9 months and then have a salary that's 6 figures. Because I promise you won't find it. Unless you're working e-commerce and you've got a lot of capital starting up, then maybe. But the speed at which you can have freedom through high ticket sales is, it's ridiculous. It's crazy how quickly you can do it. You start in high ticket, and again, I'm not trying to plug high ticket sales because I've got a program that coaches people. Like, I'm genuinely just speaking to someone who is thinking about different options. If you do high ticket sales, you could land an appointment setting role to begin with, where you get maybe a 1.5K base and you get commission on top. So let's say you get to $3,000 a month through that. And maybe that's similar to what you're making at your current job. Maybe it's a bit less. But the reality is, you make $3,000 a month from this appointment setting gig. That then allows you to live anywhere in the world. Because the best thing about high ticket sales is you can do it from wherever. You're a remote sales rep. So that $3,000, you come and live in Bali, you can live like a fucking king here for $3,000 a month. Like, the freedom you have to be able to live a life elsewhere where the bang for your buck is a lot more is amazing. I've met so many appointment setters and closers who are living out here who are making, some of the appointment setters, they're not doing insane. Maybe they're quite new to the journey. They're making like 2K a month, but 2K a month out here is amazing. Like, that's more than enough. You can rent a villa with 5 or 6 mates, a really nice villa with a pool, and you're paying $300-400 a month, maybe a little bit less. Your living expenses are lower. You can come to beaches like this that are a 10-minute drive on the bike. Like, it's such a cool lifestyle to be able to live. And I think that, I'm not trying to sell you the lifestyle here, but if you're someone who wants that financial and location freedom, especially the location freedom, because that was the big one for me. Like, I love to travel. I love to come to new places. I love to experience new things. So when I went traveling around South America for 3 months when I wasn't working, I met a lot of digital nomads, and that gave me the motivation and the idea to then want to do it myself. So if you are someone who wants that travel and that location freedom, it's such a good, it's honestly such a good model. It's such a good model to get into. And again, it's not going to be easy. You know, if you're expecting to come in and get results within 1 month, then don't bother. But if you're someone who's got a long-term vision, who is willing to put in a graft, who's willing to put their head down for 6 months into something without getting shiny object syndrome and actually putting in 110% effort. Because look, a lot of people say that they put in 110% effort into things, but I mean actually putting 110% effort. You know, making a sacrifice, not going out every weekend, right? Maybe spending less time with your girlfriend. You know, these things are gonna have to happen if you wanna get this result, right? But the amount of leverage you can gain on your life financially and locationally is second to none with high ticket sales. I don't think there's anything better, honestly. And look at me now, like, it's 11 a.m. on a Thursday, as I said, I'm just walking on a beach filming a video. Like that's the kind of freedom that you get through this business model, right? So if you are someone who feels stuck, they feel like they're living a life that isn't theirs, they don't enjoy it. And look, we all know, you know, you can say all you want that, oh, my job's all right, I don't really mind it, I enjoy it. But look, you know deep down whether you like your job or not. And my advice to you would be go for it. Go for something, man. Even if it's not high ticket sales, just start something because you won't regret it. And think in your head, what's the worst case scenario here? You know, let's say you invested into a mentor to help you with e-commerce. Right, let's say you're going to invest $5,000 in total into that venture. You've got to think to yourself, if you threw that $5,000 out the window, how long would it take you to earn that money back? Probably maybe 2 months max. So you're willing to give up 2 months to have the potential opportunity to be able to live a life like this, where you can live in Bali and live anywhere in the world. And if you're not willing to do that, then I can't help you. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. If there was no risk, everyone would do it. There's a reason why people want this lifestyle. It's because it's hard to get. Right, I've just realized my SD card's about to run out. But look, I hope that video was useful. It's just me spitting off the dome. If you're interested to find out more about high ticket sales, watch my content, and I'll see you guys back in the UK. Cheers.